Hello everyone, my name is Austin, and welcome to my channel. This is a semi-introduction to my content and what my videos are about. I like to take videos of places that I think are neat and or pretty, and share them with others, like you all. I normally take shots on an iPhone, but I recently got a drone, so I could get a different perspective on the beauty around me. This, however, has the slight caveat of having no audio. So in the light of this issue, I was recommended to do voiceovers by my mom. Thanks, Mom. So this is just some footage of Lake Wilson. It's just north of I-70. I've passed through this area a couple of times, but never really got the chance to stop by and take in the scenery. It's really something else out here. I'm actually quite jealous of the people with property just steps away from the waterfront. I did want to film longer and get a more encompassing view of the whole lake and the area in general, but my drone gave me a high wind warning, and I had to rein it in. But not before swinging by the dock anyway. I'll be doing voiceovers on all the drone videos from now on, just to fill in the void and give some perspective on what I'm doing. So this one is kind of like an introduction of sorts, but I have a backlog of similarly shorter videos that should be out pretty soon. So this tower thing here is owned by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. I don't really know what it's for. I think it could be like a water level gauge or perhaps something for water quality testing. I didn't know if this is like a source of drinking water for a town nearby or something like that. But I thought it looked pretty cool, so I wanted to fly under that little walkway there that leads over to the tower. But then I kind of get a view of the water itself, got some of those waves rushing in, thought that looked pretty good. Then I wanted to get sort of a bird's eye view, so I started to go up just a little bit higher, and this is around the time that I got the high wind speed warning on the drone, so I was like, I might just push it a little bit, because it wasn't too terribly windy. I'd say about 20-30 miles an hour, gusts of 40 maybe. So it's a DJI Air 2. It's not the newest of the bunch, but it's still a pretty competent drone. And for a beginner like me, it's definitely a lifesaver when it comes to like the auto stabilization and just the ease of control and all that stuff. So then I start to turn a little bit and get a shot of the bank and try to get a little bit around to where you can see some cars kind of driving over the dam. I think being up this high kind of captures the serenity of this place because it's just beautiful out here. It's not as green as I would expect, but you know, we're just starting to get into the summer, and some of those plants don't really tend to hold up well in the drier months. And it's not necessarily dry, it's just really hot. And I'm not sure that the plant life around this area can quite handle that, but it still looks dang gorgeous out here, to my opinion. So then I start to, you know, kind of come back home. I did want to get a shot a little bit closer to the bank, so we'll be seeing that here in a couple seconds. But I think this this view right here is just really gorgeous. Got some of that light reflecting off the waves, and kind of just, I don't really know how to explain it honestly, but it's gorgeous. I did mention earlier a couple of houses that were nearby. You can kind of see those on the hilltop and just around that hill area. Yeah, I'm freaking jealous. People that get to live out here are really, I don't want to say lucky because they probably earned the money to purchase property here, but damn, if I am not freaking jealous of them. So we get a little bit closer to the bank here. I think right here is just so beautiful. You can kind of see the outcropping of where the grass meets the sand and the rocks. I think that contrast is really nice. It would look a little bit better if some of these trees weren't dead, but I think it provides a nice contrast between uh, life and death and just the general beauty of how uh, unpredictable nature can be. So we get a little bit closer to the bank here, and I just like these little cove spots. It's just like it's almost like a hint of privacy in this wide landscape of nature. Even then, it's not really nature because humanity's conquered basically anything on level ground. But we get a little bit closer to the dock here, and this is about where it wraps up because, like I said, I got a high wind speed warning, and it kind of ruined my mojo, if I'm being honest. But, anyways, I think that's it for the flight. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.